the homework. Okay, please. Okay, great. Please try as much as possible to work on it independently, so that it will help you in your quizzes and in your exams. Okay. Yes, I have not started the lectures yet. I will record it once I start. So the due date is next week. So try and submit it by next week. Let me see what is the date today. Today is 15th. By 22nd. Submit it by 22nd. Okay, Monday next week. It's just one question, so you can do it easily. Okay, so that is it about the homework. So let us continue with the classes. Okay. So last week we were discussing about these two functions, this f and the p, that is the future amount of the money, or the amount of the money you will have in the future if you save this principal amount of money p. So we said if you have if they give you the principal amount of money and they give you the interest rate and they ask you to calculate how much you will worth after some certain number of years, then you can use this formula. And if you are given the future amount of money and you would, or if you know the future that you expect, like you want to have a certain amount of money in the future after some certain years, and you know the interest rate that the money will be generating in the bank, and you want to know how much are you supposed to invest now to get that future amount of money, you would use this kind of formula. And we said if you graphically want to represent this information, then P will be facing down because you are investing that amount of money just going out of your pocket. And then maybe after some certain number of years, here you have like 5 years, and then you would want to know how much you would have in the future. That is, it will be pointing out because it will come to your pocket. We looked at the two ways in which you can be able to do the three ways actually in which you can be able to do these calculations. We look at the method of the table. I mean, using some tables at the appendix of the textbook. So if you have, they have different tables based on the number of interest rates, and then you match it to the number of years, then you get the f over p value, and you do the mathematics, multiply the principal amount of money, and you get the future amount of money that you were supposed to have. Likewise, if you plug it into the formula, you should be able to get the same answer. And also, if you use the Excel formula, I gave you these formulas on the Excel. I don't have it here, I guess. The spreadsheet function that you use, that is, you put it in the spreadsheet, and then it does the calculation for you. So you should be able to arrive at the same answer, all in all. So please go through your work and see how you can do both of them. In case if we give you any of the three methods, and or if we give you this question and we ask you to use any of the three methods, you can be able to use them, or you can choose which one you would like to use. I gave these questions as homework. I said maybe please try as much as possible to do it. So if you are done, you can always show me in case if you are not sure of your answer. So today we'll be looking at another series. You call them uniform series, that involves P and A, that is the present worth of your money over A, or amount, or A and P. So this is nothing but just suppose that there is a series of n uniform payments. So just imagine you have this certain number of payments that you make to the dealer or to the bank. So maybe you get a loan and you pay the bank uniformly, like after every month you pay them 200 reals, or a certain amount of money. So that is what it means by uniform payment. Uniform in amount, that is, the amount should be uniform, should be the same throughout the months. That is, if it is 200, it should be 200 every month, not like it will be 200 today, this month, and then next month it will be 300. It should be uniform. And it should also be uniformly spaced, so that it should be the gap, the interval in which you are paying this amount of money should be the same. That is, if you are paying 200 reals after every month, it should be after every month. It's not like you pay 200 this week and then you will not pay until next month before you pay the other money. No, you have to be, it has to be uniformly spaced every year. So let A be the amount of payment that you will be making. So A is the amount you will be paying every month. So if you have A, you are paying 200 reals every month. That 200 reals is A, that is the amount. And N will be number of uniform payments that you are making, let's say 10 uniform payments or something like that. And let P be a single amount equivalent to the series. So just imagine P is a single payment that you would make before you start making the A amount. So it's like you're paying 200 reals every month, but at the beginning of everything, before you start paying 200 reals, you pay something like an amount. If you want to call it a down payment or a huge amount of money that you pay, a single cash payment. So that is P. Let's P represent equivalent to the series with P occurring one period before A payment. It has to be before this. Note that although P is an abbreviation of present, the single amount P may actually occur in the future as long as it occurs exactly one period before the first payment of A. So with this, you understand what A stands for, what P stands for, and what N stands for. So we will relate all these variables in the same formula, so you can be able to calculate P, and also you can be able to calculate A. So again, this is just a repetition of what we have said. What we said, there are four uniform factors that involve P and A, where A means the cash flows in consecutive interest periods. So consecutively, you are paying certain amount of money. The cash flows in the same period in each interest period, in the same amount in each interest period. So you can have all these things, and then the formulas to relate P or future what F to a uniform amount of money as follows. So you have P, you have the amount of money, and then you have the number of consecutive payments, and then this is the interest. So you can always relate them. If you have the amount, you can find P once you have I and N. And if you have P, you can find A as long as you have I and N. So these are the two formulas that we will be using today. And if you want to represent all this information that we gave graphically, you can see P is the amount you pay. That is, it's a negative value. It is pointing down. If you like, you can call it a negative value as it is pointing down. So you pay this certain amount of money once, and then after that, you start paying this money that is every month or weekly, the same interval of period. That is A. So this P is paid before you start paying this A value. Yes, in the homework you also draw it, yeah. But this is not the homework. I gave you the homework on something different, okay? I gave you the homework on this, something similar to this, yeah? That is your homework. Now we are discussing about something different. Okay, so this is P, money goes out of your pocket. This is A, pointing upwards, and it is showing you that money is coming into your pocket at the same amount of money, that is the same height of A, and also the same interval of between 1 and 2, 2 and 3, and so on. So this is just showing you graphical representation of all these things that we have already spoken about. So don't worry about the graphs; they are not here to scare you. Okay, and then if you have P, and sometimes you'll be asked to find A. So that is just it. If you have P, if you have A, that is A is given, and you'll be asked to find P. That is what this graph is talking about. Yeah, P is not given, it's not known. That is why you have question mark here. And A is given. That is why you have A given, then you have your A. Then you can use this to find the value of P. Or sometimes you have P and you'll be A is missing, so you will find A. Then you can use this formula. I hope these two details are clear. So we will have an example where you can see how you will make use of these two formulas for your calculation. Also, apart from these formulas, if you remember here, we have three methods of finding f and p. Yeah, f values. We said you can use a table, you can use a factor and a formula, and also you can use a spreadsheet function. We said spreadsheet is nothing but your Excel sheet. Just a second, let me just connect to my. So also, this P and A that we are discussing today, actually you can use table to calculate it, you can use a formula to calculate it, and also you can use a spreadsheet function to calculate it. So I will show you how to do all these things. These are the formulas that you use to make the calculation, okay? This one. If you want to use a formula, you use this one to do the calculation. So if you want to calculate P, the way we see it here, this is just the same thing as this formula, this first one, and this is A. Yeah, if you have P and you need to calculate A, then you use this formula and so on. And also, if you have this is a table. So based on the interest rate they gave you in the question, maybe they give you 5% interest rate, then you go to the table that is related to this, and you look for where I is 5%, and then you use your N, the number of periods, to find what is P over A, and then you multiply it by the A value in order to get P. So if you do this one, if you use this formula as well, or you use this table, you should be able to get the same answer, just the way we see it last week. And also, in case if you want to use an Excel function, you can use this PV function. So in Excel, you write is equal to, you write capital P and V, then you put an open and close bracket. Inside the brackets, you indicate the interest rate, the number of periods, and also the amount. Then it should be able to give you the same answer that you get here using the table, and also the one you got using the formula. So also the A. If you have the A value, if you want to find the A value, you have P, you go to the table that has A over P at the index appendix at the back of your textbook. You put in your interest rate and the number of periods under the corresponding table. You should be able to find this A over P value, and then you multiply it by P to get your amount. So if you want to get the same answer using Excel function, all what you need to do is go into your Excel, click on any cell, write is equal to, you write capital letter PMT, open bracket, you put your interest rate, you put your the number of periods that you are talking about, then you put the P value, that is the money you pay, and the present amount you pay. Then you should be able to get the amount that you pay uniformly. The spreadsheet function shown in this table, that is, the spreadsheet functions are capable of determining both A values in lieu of the applied P and A factors. So instead of this one, you can use this one, and instead of this one, you can use this one. In place of each of them, you can use the other one, and you should be able to arrive at the same answer. The PV functions calculates the P value for a given A over n years. So the PV function, this PV function that you are seeing here, should be able to calculate the value of P. That is, this is for P, the first column, the first row, and the second row is for A. So they are capable of, this PV is capable of determining A, applying P and A and F function, okay? The PV calculates P value for a given A over n years, and a separate F value in n years if present. So sometimes they'll give you F values, but if they don't, you just ignore this F and use these values. Similarly, you can use the PMT value function on the Excel to calculate your A value. Okay, so whatever you have here, you should be able to compare well with what you have, what you got from the table, what you got from your calculation using the formula. Okay, for me, I like using Excel, because Excel, you just type it in, you put a quality sign, you put your values, and you'll get an accurate answer. The table also is good But in so many cases, you have to be careful. One, you have to choose the right interest rate table, the right table to use using the right interest rate, and then you map it to the period, the number of years that you are expecting in order to get the corresponding P over A value. So whatever process or whatever method you decide to use, you should be able to arrive at the same answer. So this is an example that is asking you to calculate the p-value. They said how much money. I think the writing is not clear. Can you see the text here? Can you read it? Is it visible to you guys? Okay, since it is it's okay, then we can continue. So let us read this question carefully and fill in this table, this graph or number line using the information we have in the question. So they said, how much money should you be willing to pay now? So they're asking about P, the money, the present money that you are willing to pay now for a guaranteed $600. So you have here, they're asking about P. It's red line. P is missing, yeah. That is what you will pay now. It is going out of your budget. And that is what you don't know. For a guaranteed $600 per year. So A is $600. You remember we say A is the money that you'll be getting consecutively, yeah, after each a certain amount of time, and this is A. So now they give you A will be $600, yeah, for a guaranteed $600, which is A per year. That is yearly for 9 years. So now they're asking you for 9 years. So you put your asterisk here or your lines or your arrows 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So n is equal to 9. Starting next year at a rate of return of 16% per year. So 16% is the interest rate. So you have every information you need. You have A, you have I, you just need to calculate. You have N, you just need to calculate P. So if you decide to use the table, you have your N, which is 9. You remember this formula or this formula. N is 9, I is 16%, and then P over A, which is what you will go and look for in the table. I'm using your value of A, which is $600. Yeah. So this is what you have. Once you have it, you go to the table that has that is talking about the exact P over A. I did not check the table myself, but we can do it together. So we go to this is P over A. So what is it? How many percent? 16%. So you go to the table with 16%, that is this table. And then how many years? 9 years, yeah? And then you come to this 9 years. And then you come under this A, P over A value, yeah? Is it P over A? Which is 4.605. That is the P over A factor. So you look for this under P over A, it's 4.6065. Then you multiply it by $600. That is your A. Then you get this P. And if you decide to use the Excel function, that is here, the PV function, you write on the Excel is equal to PV, open bracket, you put your interest, which is 16%, N is 9, and A is $600, and you should be able to get the same answer. You see, 2,763, 2,763. This is the amount you should be willing to pay now in order to get $600 every year for the next 9 years. So every year they will be giving you $600 if you pay 2,763. So if you look at this P that you are calculating now, it's somehow different from the P that we calculated last class, yeah. Or the P now is the money that you have, the principal amount of money that you are investing now, and you want to find how much it will worth after some certain years. Using this interest rate, they are not asking you, they are not telling you that they will be giving you this amount of money every month or every year. They just give you the amount that you will invest. Maybe you will get the final sum of money at the end of 8 years, for example, or 24 years. While this one, It's telling you that yeah, you'll be getting $600 every month or every year for the next 5 years or something like that. So this is the application of what we have just spoken about. So this is the application. Okay. If you use this Excel sheet, you can also arrive at the same answer. Okay. Also, this is another question. They said, how much money should you be willing to pay now? Okay, this is the same question, yeah? Okay, it's the same question. So I will just delete this slide. So you have that one already. Okay. So this is another question. They said a chemical engineer believes that by modifying the structure of a certain water treatment polymer, his company will earn an extra 5,000 per year. The company will be getting $5,000 every year at an interest rate of 10% per year. So this is the interest rate. How much could the company afford to spend now? P to just break even over the next 5 years project period. So this is the duration. So you have everything, you just plug it in and you calculate the P. You have 5 years, 10%. You look for the same table for P and A. But mind you, you use the table that has interest rate of 10%. That is instead of this is 16% interest rate. You see it here. You go for the table that is talking about 10, which is this one, yeah. And then you do the same thing here. Maybe 5. This is 5 years. So this is it. Okay, 3.7908. So this is it. You can use this to do your calculation. You can use the formula to do your calculation. If you decide to use the formula, then you have A will be 5,000, then 1 plus this is I interest rate over N, which is 5 years, over I minus this and whatever. So if you are put in, or if they ask you to use a formula, then you can use this. You can follow this method. Okay, so the same also applies here. You can also find F and A. F and A, they are somehow related. So this is future amount. If you this A will be the number of amount of money that you'll be getting consecutively, and then you can easily calculate all these things. But we will look at this type of series the next class, and then hopefully next class we should be able to complete this chapter, because we will look at this the gradient formulas, which I need to update the slide as well for this until the end. I forgot how is the even the grading policy. You have 2 quizzes, 20% each, 30% final, 10% homework and assignments. So you should try and do this homework in a very good way. And you put exercises or quizzes on campus or online zero. Okay. So this is it about let's see. I think Dr. Mustafa. Okay, chapter 1 to chapter 3. Okay, you will have it. Okay, no problem. Okay, so this is it about today's class. And do you have any question? How can I submit the homework? The screenshot with email or Blackboard? Send it to my email. I don't know how to take these homeworks from the Blackboard, but I guess I will ask first how to do this. I will let you know I will announce it. I will announce how you guys will submit the homework. Okay. Okay, guys. Have a nice time, inshallah. If there is no any question, you are free to go. Yes, Khalid. Do you have any question?